You're listening to Chillworthy,
a podcast where two best friends discuss mysteries, murders, and anything in between for your enjoyment.
So if you're ready to hear some chilling and unsettling cases, you're in the right place. Happy listening. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Season 3, Episode 2 of Chillworthy with Brent and Talia.
Hi, everybody.
Your day's going well?
Oh, my God. Yes. And I have been saying this to you about 17 times now since I arrived. I cannot believe how consistently it has felt like fall.
I'll believe it.
It's like mornings, chilly, evenings, chilly, daytime, humidity, not bad at all. Feels like fall. It just is in the air. There's been a shift, you know? You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy times.
It really is. I feel giddy about it.
Well, so do I.
Right. Did you have a nice time this weekend in that
Of course.
said weather?
Yeah, absolutely. I loved it. I could see my breath. So,
Brent
yeah.
was camping.
It was
spooky.
No. All right, so I'm going to jump in with my next thing here for Season 3 of our superstitions. And now we happen to be on a B.
Oh, I forgot that's what was
we
happening.
did A last time, apple. So now I picked birds for this one.
What's the word bird?
Superstitions about birds. Okay, so first off, I think we've all heard a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
The bush. Speaking of, we have the windows open. Those birds are going nuts outside.
Hell yeah, they are.
I finally got my car washed, by the way, because I parked under your tree last time. And remember, I was like, oh my God.
I do remember.
My car got like obliterated. And you were like, oh yeah, I never parked there. Oh my gosh. It was bad. It was so bad. Anyway. They had berries.
The other phrase, a little bird told me. So those are some.
Oh, yes. I like that.
So a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush is from the 3rd century BC. And a little bird told me is quoted from the year 1711.
Wow.
So anyway, the relationship between humans and birds is special, ancient, and in some places revered. So people believed that birds could talk and that only certain people could understand them. So a man, he learned to imitate birds, and he could inform a gullible audience that a little bird told me whenever his wisdom was questioned.
Fascinating.
Sounds gullible to me. Birds were also thought to be messengers of departed souls. So, for example, when a bird taps on a window or flies into a house, it was assumed that a spirit was in search of another to join it. In other words, it was a messenger of death.
Jeez.
A harbinger of death, like Mothman. So, hence, this is where these two superstitions came from. If a bird flies into the house, an important message will follow. So that's one. The other one is it's unlucky to have wallpaper with birds on in your home.
Interesting. I don't agree with that.
All right. White birds, especially, are to some a sign of death. Blue jays are thought to spend every Friday with the devil.
They, I hear, are nasty.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, and they're biggos, right?
Yeah, bullies. Apparently they tell him all the bad things we've done throughout the week.
Oh, a little rat.
So whenever a blue jay is seen flying overhead, carrying twigs, he is thought to be bringing fuel to the hells of fire. These people did not like blue jays back then.
No.
Some people back then, well, I don't even know when back then is at this point, but some people long ago believed that no bird can be trusted because birds opened the gates of paradise and let the devil in. I had no idea birds and the devil were so conjoined.
No, me neither. Never heard that.
Lastly, it says, you must listen very carefully to tell where a bird call is coming from because of the following. From the north, it's for tragedy. From the south, it's good for crops. From the west, good luck will be. And from the east, good love. So, where the hell's east? Well, this way's north.
Oh, is it?
So that must be east. So,
All right.
never eat soggy waffles.
Absolutely.
But I like some soggy
Gross.
waffles and cookies.
Grosso. Two things.
Yeah.
You have or have not ever watched the Alfred Hitchcock movie Bird?
Oh, yeah.
Do you like it?
I mean, birds don't scare me in the slightest. So, like, I don't see what the big hubbub's about.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I think for people who are frightened by birds, which they're out there, man. But I saw that movie probably like I was 12-ish, and it freaked me out a little. I liked birds, though. So, yeah, it didn't like pack a punch like if I was fearful of them right out of the gate. But then I remember being like walking along this field shortly after seeing that movie. I was on a horse and all of these birds were in the field and I didn't know that. And as we were like walking, they all came out, up, whatever, into the air.
Yeah.
And I was very startled. Yeah. Secondly, did I tell you about the bird app that Erica told me about where you can like just set your phone to record and it identifies?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called Merlin Bird ID. It's through Cornell.
Merlin.
And I'm obsessed with it. It's lovely. And then like it'll bring up the list of what it hears. And then like if a whole bunch of bird sounds are going on, whatever is on your list, it will like highlight specifically who it's hearing at the time. It's very interesting.
Well, it sounds like a very in-depth app. That's nice. People
Yeah.
should try it out.
Agreed.
Sponsor us.
Speaking of animals, did you want to talk about your new additions
I
to the
guess I will.
chillers?
I got some White Cloud Mountain minnows for my tank.
What a lovely name.
I was informed. Now, this might only be the albino variety, which is the variety that I got, but I was informed by the lady that they moved or are moving to the endangered species list.
Terrible.
And so they're not going to be selling them anymore. But I found that hard to believe because how can they be endangered if they're being bred? Actually, though, I would just realize maybe they do breed in captivity because they're supposed to be very easy to breed, actually. So I don't know what's going on there. But
Fascinating.
I picked them up. They're beautiful. They're gold with like red, like blood red fins. And then I also picked up a female betta. And yeah, she's very beautiful. And,
Obsessed with the ghost shrimp.
the ghost shrimp
I'm
are in there. I
obsessed
forgot
with
about them. Yeah.
This one here. I mean, they're freaking fantastic.
So yeah, they're in there and they're happy. So do you have any books or
I
anything?
sure do.
Go ahead.
So, do you have any?
No.
Okay. So, I only finished 2 since we met last, and the one I had started.
That's all right, by the way. Don't be hard on yourself.
Thank you. I had started it last time we met, and I talked about it, and I said you would definitely not be into it. 10 Kids, 2 Lovebirds, and a Singing Bird.
You're damn right.
By Kathy Lamb. 5 stars. It was such like.
Let me guess, a lot of interpersonal skills happening in there.
It was a very like feel good. It was like a coming of age story told through the eyes of one of the kids, but it's like the meshing of these two family. Well, not meshing, but like they meet, they're next door neighbors, but there's a divorce happening, and it's just every character was so likable to like major characters to not so major. It was a delightful book. And then do you remember you did or did not read A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham?
No, but I see it advertised everywhere.
It's very good. I loved it. So that author wrote Only If You're Lucky, and that's the other one I just finished. I can't believe I'm saying this. I was contemplating giving it 2 stars. It kept my attention.
Wait, A Flicker in the Dark?
Oh, that got I don't think I gave that necessarily 5, but I definitely gave it 4. And I read that a while ago. I, like, barely remember it, but I know I loved it,
Oh,
and
okay.
I was sort of resistant to reading it, which who the hell knows why, but it was outstanding, especially the end. But this author, I like her style of writing, but I just felt like so much was, like, redundant in this story, and then when I finally finished it, I looked on Goodreads at the reviews of, like, the 2-star reviews, and a lot of what those people were saying, like the ones that contain the spoilers, were exactly where my head was at.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad I read it, but she just came out with a new book called, Forget Me Not, I wanna say it's called,
Okay.
and that got fantastic reviews, so I did get it.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. I didn't read it though yet, but I'm very excited, and you'll be very delighted to know I'm about to start The Midnight Feast.
Yeah, I am delighted.
I thought you might.
A signed freaking copy.
I know. Well, I'm, like, scared. I
Pwah.
had it with me, but I don't. I'm scared, though, because
Well, don't be scared.
I don't want anything to happen to those beautiful green painted pages, so
What do you think's gonna happen?
I just don't want anything to happen to it, so I feel like I'm not gonna be able to leave with it. Like, I think it might be one that can't leave the house.
I think that's fine.
I guess. So, that's it, but now we are I know it's only just September.
Yeah, the Burrs, we're in them, baby.
Exactly.
We're in it to win it.
I think I'm gonna have to start, like, the fall reading after
Guess.
A Midnight Feast.
Right.
And I'm off. It's off. Whatever.
It's on.
All right. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's just so breezy all the time. It's a magical time.
Of course it is.
Yes.
So, and I was up for the click,
What?
from August 31st to September 1st.
Is that what they call that?
No, that's what I'm calling it.
Oh.
But I'm saying it was like summer, September. And I always see all those memes where it's like you see these people like they're mourning summer again. I think I said this last year as this was going on, and I was like, insanity. And then you have like those other people who are standing there and they're like, come forth, spirits of the dark time. Like, yeah, let's go. Let's get cozy.
Right. I said this to you earlier too. I said to Ashley, I asked if she wanted to start watching Coven just to have it on in the background, set the scene for the season. I don't think I could handle, what was the very first one? Was it Murder House?
Yeah.
That one would scare me to death, so I don't think I can do it. Oh my God, and I forgot about this. Ashley surprised me yesterday, and she put on You've Got Mail, one of my absolute favorite movies.
You've got mail.
Not for the story. Well, I guess not like about Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks, but just everything with the atmosphere, the vibe, the fall, the city, all the things. The bookstore. Books. It's
The vibes are right then, baby.
Right.
Could have sworn I was going to say something else, but now I forget.
About the season. Full festivities.
What was it right before you said Ashley surprised you?
With the movie, and I said about the weather. Oh, I said about Coven.
Yes, I was going to say I always see that quote on TikTok where it's like, I can't spend eternity here. It reeks of cat piss and fish.
You do a wonderful impression of her.
What is this, naughty pine? I haven't seen that in so long, but I should watch it too. I have it on DVD.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
You love your DVDs.
That's the only one I have on there, but yes. So.
Should.
All right. Well, it appears that it's Talia's turn today, she told me. A little birdie told me.
Not a blue jay.
Well, we don't know who it was.
Right.
That's
yeah,
the
you're right,
point.
actually. Sorry. Okay. So today I will be ado.
Much ado about nothing, which could be.
No, that's not true. This is a very sad case.
I didn't know if it was going to be
What?
a day, like.
No, it's a person.
Or a month, or a fleur.
No.
Go ahead.
So this is the case of Kendrick Johnson. So the last sighting, which I'm going to have to just show you my computer. I want you to see the video and I want to show you some things. So on Thursday, January 10th, 2013, 17-year-old Kendrick, who was described as a bright, athletic sophomore at Lowndes High School in Valdosta, Georgia. He's moving quickly through the hallway toward the school's gym.
Yeah.
It's like grainy surveillance. It's like school
Always is.
surveillance. Right. So it catches
Like
him.
Bigfoot. Nobody's ever going to see Bigfoot on a 4D. That's for sure.
What's that?
You know,
mean?
like the
Thermal imaging.
No, oh my God, what am I trying to say? The image quality.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like Loch Ness, Nessie.
You're right.
Yeah.
When you're right, you're right.
Right. Okay. So the
Oh, pause. Do you know?
What?
You don't.
What?
Remember how I told you about Matt in Boston?
Yes.
Right. Well,
The semen.
No, that was his friend who was the captain.
Yes.
The whale watching captain.
Yeah.
No, Matt is not a captain.
Right.
But he went to Lake Champlain.
Was he looking for Champy?
That's what he said. And so he sent me a picture of himself, like doing like a little like sailor's look, or what, I don't know how you would say it, but like, you know, like
Yeah.
shielding himself from the sun. And he sent it to me and he said, you know, I'm out here looking for Champy. Right. And so
How beautiful.
I
Can't believe you didn't tell me this.
I had ChatGPT put a sea monster in behind him. And I told ChatGPT make it cute. Like I knew Champy wasn't going to be a scary thing.
Right. Cute,
not with
like
the name like that.
Right.
I mean, it looked like half and half. Like it looked realistic-y, but then the face was cute.
Right.
But anyway, point of all of this was he reposted that picture, and I think he told me Lake Champlain reposted that picture, and he tagged us in it, like as Chillworthy.
What a dear, sweet man.
So, yeah.
How fantastic. You know, they sound like a lovely little community. Very pro sea monster.
Wait, who? Oh, Lake Champlain. Okay,
yeah,
yes. I thought you meant Boston.
Oh, sure, them too.
Yeah.
But no, New York. And also, well, I guess that's it. Just how lovely.
So, anyway, just wanted to share that.
It's a lovely story. Thank you.
Sure.
All right. So Kendrick is caught in the school surveillance camera at around 1:30. He's wearing jeans and a white t-shirt. And in the video, he's heading towards a cluster of upright wrestling mats. You've seen them, like they're thick. They usually like roll them, you know, like a roll. And they have them standing up. They're insanely heavy and like
hay bales.
hard.
But they're standing up. They're not rolling, is what you're saying.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. So these things are big.
Okay.
Big boys.
Yeah.
So this would be the last time anyone would see Kendrick alive. So I want to describe Kendrick a little bit, but I also want to quick show you the video.
All right. Well, we are back, and I watched the video, and yeah, it's ridiculous what Talia will describe, but absolutely ridiculous.
It's absurd. It's laughable. Okay, so before I get into the rest of that week, like I said, I want to describe Kendrick Johnson as a person. So,
whoa, wait a second. You just showed me this video. Are you not going to tell them what the video is?
Eventually.
Oh.
Didn't I say? It's just, well, no, I was describing. It's the last time anyone saw.
Okay, but we're not saying why it's a weird video yet?
Yeah.
All right, fine. Describe him.
All right, I will. I shall.
Do it.
Friends and family describe him as jovial, polite, and good-hearted. A jokester who could crack a grin out of you on your worst day. What?
I've never heard of that expression, but sweet.
He had a sunny disposition and the kind of good manners that made parents like having him around. He was a three-sport athlete. He played football, basketball, and track, and he took all three of those sports very seriously. He dreamed of going to college and possibly making it to the NFL. He would stay after school to practice his shooting hoops.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or just playing a quick, game, like a pickup game with friends. So he had a small, quirky routine that he had where after gym class, he would sometimes stash his athletic shoes. And I don't know if that meant just like his sneakers from gym class or like his cleats or his like specific basketball sneakers. I'm not sure. What did I say? Football, basketball, and what track was it? Yeah, track. Um, so I'm not sure like which pair of shoes this was or all of I'm not sure, but he would stash them in the rolled up wrestling mats in this area of the gym.
Okay.
So it was just kind of like a convenient spot for him to put them. It was just one of his things that he did. That was it.
All right.
So just ultimately, he was a teenager full of life, energy, and had plans for the future. So the video that we saw, well, let me go to the next day. We will eventually get back to the video.
Yes.
So that footage was from January 10th, like I said. So following day, January 11th, classes are already underway. Around mid-morning, a group of female students is sent to the old gym, it said, to complete a survey. Could not find details of what that was, they would have been sent there for this. Now, everything that I saw referred to this as the old gym. So I'm assuming like there must have been construction at the school. Like I remember we had an area, like it was called the annex, if I remember correctly. And that's like where wrestling took place. Like it wasn't in like our main
Like in the office.
gym, I guess. Oh my God. Yeah, the annex. Different kind of annex, but yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. So the gym's quiet. There's a smell that they notice that's like faint, but like doesn't sit well with them.
Yeah.
And there is a pair of socks sticking up from the top of the rolled up wrestling mat, standing vertically, one of them. So one of the girls climbs the nearby bleachers. She looks down into like the middle hollow corner, not corner, center, like
Oh,
section
yeah.
of it. And inside, head first, is a human body.
Oof.
And that's how Kendrick's body is
Yeah.
found. So a teacher rushes in. Like I said, these mats are very heavy, so they all like work together and knock the mat to the floor. Kendrick's body is wedged inside, upside down. His face is swollen. There's blood on his head and shoulders, and there's like a smell of decomposition.
Right.
So emergency responders arrive. They're eventually able to deduce that he's believed to be dead for nearly 21 hours. So it was odd to me, like this time frame, and obviously he didn't go home, after school on January
Right.
10th. So I guess according to his family, that was like a rare occurrence that he wouldn't have come home, but it wasn't entirely unexpected given his after school habits. I sort of got the impression, not that they didn't think he came home at all, but that he probably just got home very late and his parents were asleep and didn't realize that he had come home. I guess
Okay.
sometimes he'd stay late for a game or he would spend extra time at the gym. So, um, so a missing person report was filed by his mother, Jackie. They're not able to figure anything out that night. The next morning, she heads to the school and basically then they're connecting the dots of like, this body was just found. Oh my God, it's Kendrick. And they're able to piece that together, which she later describes breaking into pieces because once she realized that the body was found, she just knew, like instinctually, that it was her son and it was her child. So investigators at the scene, this is where things just become absolutely absurd pretty
Okay.
fast. So they suggest a very simple explanation that, like I told you, Kendrick's habit of putting his shoes in the
Yeah.
mat, that he dropped his sneakers in there, and as he was trying to retrieve them, he slipped in head first and became trapped. Now, wouldn't you think that if that happened, he'd be screaming for help?
I would.
And the video that I showed you, full of people. Granted, on and off, which we'll get to those details. But
Yes.
so they say that, he became trapped. The mat was heavy and too narrow for him to turn around. So the official autopsy results labeled it accidental positional asphyxia. Done.
Okay.
For Kendrick's family, this never made sense to them. They felt that, you know, yes, he stored his shoes at the base of the mats, but why would he crawl in from the top? He was an athlete. He was a three-sport competitor. He had dreams of playing college football. He was a strong kid. Like, it just didn't make any sense to them. They commissioned a second independent autopsy. Dr. William Anderson did that. And he said that there were, or I should say, he found that there were signs of blunt force trauma to the right side of Kendrick's neck and jaw, and the injuries were inconsistent with simply being trapped.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Also, there were shoe tread marks on Kendrick's abdomen, indicating that he was stomped, quote, with extreme force. Another thing, when Dr. Anderson, the private pathologist who did the second autopsy, as he began, Kendrick's the majority of his organs were gone. The brain, heart, lungs, liver, and other viscera were missing.
What the hell are you talking about?
Every organ from the pelvis to the skull was gone. So it's not that some weird shit's happening. Well, there is weird shit happening, but it's that during the first autopsy, he said they didn't return the organs to the body. Like, that should have been. Very bizarre. I mean, you take them out, you weigh them. Apparently, you put them back. They did not. So we'll
Oh.
get to that.
I was thinking you meant like alien of the
No,
like
I knew that's what. Yeah, I didn't mean that.
I was like, what do you mean?
No.
Okay, all right.
So I'm kind of going to be all over the place, but what else is
No.
So Kendrick's parents have long insisted that someone killed him and that school officials and law enforcement covered up the crime. The family has cited bruising to their son's right jaw and marks that they have claimed are consistent with stun gun prongs near his wrist. So apparently, with the organs being gone, there were newspapers stuffed
What the hell?
into his body, which I guess, according to the funeral home, so the funeral home processed the body following the FBI's autopsy. They're saying that the funeral home is saying that they never received his internal organs from the coroner. The FBI said that the organs were said to have been destroyed through natural process and discarded by the prosecutor before the body was sent back to Valdosta.
I see.
According to the funeral home owner, that's what they're saying. So this left a void, like a literal void in his body.
Yes.
And the funeral home filled it with the newspaper and saying that is standard practice to fill a void in that fashion. Cotton or sawdust is also sometimes used for this purpose. So
Okay.
it's just one weird, bizarre thing after another that also I feel like is so disrespectful to the family and to Kendrick.
Well, yeah.
I mean, so Kendrick's family filed a complaint with a regulatory body against the funeral home operator. A subsequent investigation by the Georgia Secretary of State's office found that the funeral home did not follow best practice and that there should have been other material used that would have been more acceptable than newspaper. Nonetheless, the investigation cleared the funeral home of any wrongdoing. A spokesperson for the Secretary of State said that the investigation found the funeral home didn't violate any rules. The Johnson family, Kendrick's family, subsequently filed a civil lawsuit against the funeral home seeking monetary damages. So teachers at the school were interviewed, coaches, the wrestling team's bus driver, to just try to verify who left the campus and when, but no one admitted to seeing Kendrick after that 1:30 p.m. video clip. So the school's security footage, which I showed you, had very strange gaps that seemed to fuel suspicion of a cover-up.
Yeah.
So In November of 2013, 290 hours of surveillance tape from 35 cameras that covered that gym area were released to CNN following a court request. A forensic analyst enlisted by CNN found that tapes from 2 cameras were missing an hour and 5 minutes of footage,
I see.
while another set was missing 2 hours and 10 minutes of footage. Some of the apparent lapses in this coverage were found to result from camera systems that were not synchronized with one another. Timestamps between some separate camera systems differed by as much as 20 minutes for the same time period, giving the impression of a gap for portions of the footage where no gap actually existed.
Well, we saw gaps.
Other missing footage was the result of the camera's motion-activated function not being triggered. Camera systems were motion-activated using a change in light pixels to turn recordings on and off. The area where Kendrick's body was discovered, where the gym mats were stored, were not covered by surveillance cameras.
Well, certainly not.
And like we were saying, well, you actually said it. It looked, the blurriness, like if you Google this video footage, you can very easily find it. The camera is so blurry. It is as if someone rubbed something on it, like intentionally distorted the quality.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like on the actual, I don't know how high these things were, who could have had access to get up
Right.
there, but I don't feel like, I mean, yes, I think someone fiddled internally, but I also feel like somebody fiddled with the quality of the lens or something.
I have no idea,
Yeah,
but it's definitely not a good picture.
yeah.
So, I mean, when I said we saw gaps, it was because these people just popped in out of nowhere.
Right, I forgot about that, yes.
So he's like walking across the gym floor, and then all of a sudden, um, it's like he's gone, and now there's like 3 other kids standing, like they teleported in. You know, it's ridiculous
It
to
happens
say,
all throughout, yeah.
right, it's the most chopped up footage that, and to say, oh no, it's just a coincidence. Kids pop in and out of existence all the time in that gym, like ridiculous.
I agree. In October 2013, the U.S. Attorney's Office announced a review of the case. And by 2016, they declared there was not enough evidence for charges to be filed against anyone. So Kendrick's family filed a $100 million wrongful death suit, alleging a massive conspiracy, naming fellow students, school officials, and law enforcement in it. The case was dismissed, and the family was ordered to pay nearly $300,000 in legal fees for fabricated claims, according to court records.
What the hell?
They were raked over the coals and, like, literally, I feel like gaslit, as in they were causing all of these problems in the community, but they didn't back off. So the families, they just literally never stopped fighting. In 2021, the sheriff reopened the investigation, offering $500,000 for new information. A year later, he again ruled Kendrick's death an accident, which then that makes me think, was that just for show? Like, were you just trying to seem like you were doing the right thing? Did you actually get any information? This million, what did I say?
$500,000.
I don't know. So I found an article from 2025 that Kendrick's parents filed an amended federal lawsuit accusing the Georgia Department of Public Health of refusing to correct Kendrick's cause of death on his death certificate. So they're maintaining that he died from non-accidental blunt force trauma. They feel that their independent autopsy results support that's the evidence, to support their claim. Meanwhile, the sheriff's department is still, and FBI is saying that it was the accidental positional asphyxia, like the Georgia Bureau of Investigation originally ruled. So, and I wanted to also say back to the organs. So the thought behind the organs going missing is that there was damage to them and that the organs still have not been found.
Right.
And the thought is that due to the shoe tread marks on Kendrick's abdomen, they feel that he was stomped on with extreme force. The organs going missing was a way to cover up what actually led to his death with the blunt force trauma.
Okay.
So The family still has longstanding concerns over that. And the fact that the organs remain unknown, like that they're still missing, is, outrageous. So, and they feel that the state has failed to provide adequate answers or records despite multiple requests. All right, so just to go over the theories. So, first is, it was just accidental while Kendrick was trying to retrieve a shoe
Right.
in the rolled up mats, and then he climbed in from the top to grab them and then became stuck upside down, and then he suffocated. So the shoe was inside the mat beneath him. He had no defensive wounds. That was what was noted in the original autopsy.
Okay.
The problems with it are, the second autopsy obviously found signs of blunt force trauma. There are multiple unanswered questions about missing surveillance footage, and the mat diameter was very tight for Kendrick's shoulders. It's unlikely he could have fit in there that easily. Therefore, potentially, like, his body was placed, he was rolled up into it.
Yeah, okay.
Someone aggressively shoved his body into it.
Yeah.
Another theory is that it was homicide by a fellow student, which I was thinking, and I didn't do a deep dive into this community of like who else attended this school, but I wonder if there were children there who belonged to law enforcement, or just that that was part of this
Okay.
being a cover up, that they were trying to protect their own kids. So the theory is that Kendrick was attacked during school, after school, by one or more students, possibly just over a personal dispute, who knows, and that they hid his body in the mat to delay discovery. The evidence that supports it obviously is the blunt force trauma to his neck and jaw, the marks on his abdomen from, looked like being kicked with extreme force. The fact that the surveillance footage is so intentionally spotty at like unexplained times, or I should say that there are unexplained time gaps
Right.
in the surveillance. And the family claims there were certain students who had conflicts with Kendrick in the past. No details on what those conflicts were about. I don't know if
Okay.
it was like competitive things within like
Sports
sports
ball.
or like interpersonal relationships. I'm not sure. And, the issue obviously with that, there were no eyewitnesses to a fight. There were no eyewitnesses to anything. Like no one, yes, not all, people claim to have seen him around that 1:30 footage conveniently that he's clearly on.
Right.
But aside from anything else, like mum's the word. So, and there was no physical evidence, allegedly, directly tying any suspect to the scene, whether that was a student, a staff member, anything.
I
So,
mean,
yeah.
this was high school, you said.
Correct.
So I guess kids are, close enough to adulthood. Like, I was thinking, like, was the footprint like a kid size? But really,
Size-wise, we're at adult size.
yes.
Mostly, yeah. Yeah. So, according to the sheriff's office, and they found insufficient evidence to file charges against anybody. Okay, so remember how I had said about, I wonder in the community who's possibly connected
Right.
to law enforcement,
Vividly.
student-wise. So this theory is kind of like a variation of that, where there were two brothers who also went to the school with Kendrick, and their father is an FBI agent.
Okay.
So these boys were also heavily involved in sports, around the same age as Kendrick. And I guess there was also like a dispute previously about a girl. Don't know the details on that, but things had been stirred up between
Always a girl involved.
the three of them. And I guess this was just an ongoing feud. There was also, I guess, a bus incident that happened the year prior, but then also allegedly there was a fight. I don't believe physical, verbal, on the bus.
The bus.
That's
Nobody's
from
gonna
Hocus
know that.
Pocus.
Yes.
On the day of Kendrick's death. So there was no DNA or forensic link to the brothers, but I also question, is that even true? Because look at who we have
Well, of
involved in the
course.
investigation. Of course there was
So
no
we're
link.
saying that we think the brothers lured him
Oh, sorry.
to the
yes.
gym. Is
So
that what you're?
that like,
Same.
and the fact that they were both athletes, that they would have, you would have thought, and also who knows who else was involved in this, we'll never know how much help they had, but that they could have placed him, either
Well, I'm
placed
sure they
him
were
in the mat.
strong.
That's right, exactly. Or that they like rolled him up in it, that they would have had the strength to do so. But that FBI connection is what really fueled suspicions of a cover up. Like, this dude's trying to protect his kids.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to those measures. However,
And that's why they potentially got sued.
the Kendrick's family.
Right.
Right, because they were all
Because there's
specifically
like they
named in
didn't
the
have any
lawsuit.
proof
The boys,
of this.
the
They're
dad,
just,
correct.
but they're naming him. Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
correct. But the other thing is testimony from the wrestling coach, the bus driver. One of the brothers was away at a wrestling tournament. Not to say that the other one couldn't have done it, but like that was an inconsistency.
Yeah.
So, and I guess there were alibis. So the alibis that were supported by also travel records. I don't know if the other brother was there like watching it or like supporting that brother. I'm not sure, but like the boys were basically covered. So again, who knows? Who knows? But the lawsuits that they were named in were dismissed with the court citing lack of evidence. So another theory is that it was an accidental death following a physical altercation, so that, you know, a confrontation did occur, but Kendrick's death was not premeditated. So, you know, if there was like an unplanned fatal injury and then someone panicked and hit his body
Yeah.
in the mat, which could have also been involving these brothers if it was not necessarily, they weren't intending to kill him. I'm not at all justifying what occurred.
No, I
At all.
understand.
But, you know,
Yes.
that mat positioning, the shoe placement could have been staged. But, you know, they could not confirm. They certainly didn't name any suspects, but they couldn't confirm anyone. No signs of a major struggle were in the gym area. So whatever happened, whether it was an accident or murder, school officials and law enforcement, I don't know. It just seemed like they wanted to avoid a scandal or protect certain individuals, and that evidence was manipulated. We've already discussed this, but just like the missing security camera footage from key time periods, there was
Right.
the delayed release of the autopsy report, the chain of custody issues with his internal organs, and that they somehow are still missing, which I feel like they've been destroyed. They're gone.
Well,
Absolutely.
I would imagine so.
Right. And just the fact that multiple agencies were reviewed in this and there was nothing, like no evidence that they could prosecute on anything. It does not seem like it was a thorough investigation, or what was done was very quickly, neatly shoved off to the side to protect
Yeah.
people. So,
No, it definitely sounds fishy.
yeah,
Very fishy.
yeah. So, rest in peace, Kendrick. And my heart goes out to his family, and I can't imagine the nightmare this has been for them going over 10 years now.
Well, it's a rather disturbing story. And then when you add on the fact that they're being sued
Oh, yeah.
for
Insult to injury.
$300,000 or whatever, that is bonkers.
Oh, I know. And that they're not going away, though, either. Like, I love their persistence. I mean, it's their son. They're fighting for him, which I
Right.
think is just exemplary, of course. But the fact that like nothing is deterring them from this, like they're not like, oh, okay, you know what, we did try, we're done here now. Nope.
Yeah.
No, they're here to stay. Ba-boom. And
Ba-boom
that's it.
indeed. Listen, thank you for your presentation.
Listen, thank you for your patience as always.
Listen, you're welcome. So, 2 episodes down, 23 to go. And we don't count 2-parters, everyone. We're not cheating anybody.
I thought you were gonna say we're not cheap. We're not cheapos.
So, all right. Well, thank you, Talia. And we will catch everybody on the next episode. So until then,
Stay safe.
and stay chill.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. You've just listened to Chillworthy. Thank you for joining us on this latest episode. While we strive to keep our discussions engaging and lighthearted, we also wanted to take a moment to acknowledge the real lives and events that are at the heart of these stories.
We try to approach each topic with a sense of curiosity and respect, fully aware of the impact these events have had on the individuals and their loved ones. Our goal is to honor their memories by keeping their stories alive and shedding light on the mysteries that surround them.
If you enjoyed this episode, please remember to subscribe, rate, and leave a review, and don't forget to join us on the next episode of Chill Word.